Hello, everyone. I'm Jojo from G-AsiaPacific, and I hope everyone is still well and healthy. As you may know now, G Suite has been rebranded as Google Workspace, which now we have more options to choose from and may even mix between the same family plans too. Before that, I would like to cover some of the new features and updates that Google has launched recently. Let's take a look at the collaboration tools such as Google Docs, right? Probably let me share my screen so all of you can have a look. Okay, so let me cover the first features that Google has actually rolled out in the Google Docs. So it's actually called a Smart Compose and Spelling Autocorrect available when you're adding comments in the Google Docs. So previously, how Google have actually rolled this suggesting mode and spelling autocorrect in Gmail when you type and reply an email, and also in Google Docs itself, but it wasn't available in the comments. So now let's say if I want to add a comment, in the specific document, I just highlight that and add a comment. It actually does suggest some of the wordings automatically, like thank you so much for. Instead of me finish typing everything, all I need to do is just click on tab and it will complete the whole sentence. So this is now also available in comments. What about, autocorrect, spelling autocorrect? So for example, how do you spell? Do you spell, let's say type wrongly on this, it will actually automatically autocorrect what I have typed wrong. So yeah, feel free to go try it out yourself. This is actually available to all Google Workspace, Google Docs users, and so on. Right, so this is one of it. And how sometimes we needed our documents into a different landscape and also a portrait mode. You know how we want our document orientation to have mixed version because sometimes you have a very long table and you do not want it in portrait mode. So previously in Google Docs, you could only select one mode, which is either a portrait mode or a landscape. So now Google actually, hear us all. And let's say I have more rows. Let me add more columns. Add more columns. Hang on, I am in suggesting mode. So let me go back to editing. So I wanted to add more columns. And it's going to be very packed if I am still in a portrait mode. So what I want to do is I want to convert this table into a landscape mode. So what I could do is highlight this table and select right click and select change page to landscape. So once I click on that, there I go. I have this page in landscape mode while the rest are still in portrait. Yep, so this is one of the ways that you can actually change the landscape and the portrait document orientation. And this is also have been rolled out to all users that have been on Google Docs and stuff. Okay, right. A lot of us, that we have been working not only internally, but sometimes we need to engage with suppliers, external parties, and they do not have Google Workspace or Gmail or G Suite and stuff. But instead they work a lot on Microsoft Word and stuff. And of course, we still want to collaborate with those group of people. And actually, Google has also rolled out this feature. Let's say in my email itself, I receive an email from outsider, sending a Microsoft Word document to me. And previously, in Gmail, all we could do is either to download it or to save it to Google Drive. And now Google have actually rolled out to all that we could edit with Google Docs with the simple click, which this has been appeared in all our Gmail. So all I need to do is just click on this. It will bring me to Google Docs, but it does not convert this format or Microsoft Word format. So when I open up with Google Docs, automatically, I don't need to click convert or open with and so on. It just automatically open it in this Google Docs. So you see here, .docx, it's still a Microsoft Word format. Yeah, it does not change the Microsoft Word format file. It's still a Microsoft Word. So what I could do is I could still, edit, no problem with that. Title, I want to make it larger perhaps and bold it. So this is some of the examples that I am editing a Microsoft Word format into in Google Drive and Google Docs. So I actually does not need to purchase a Microsoft Office suite into my desktop or for your users because I could just do it here, right? And let's say I have done editing and stuff and I want to send this document back to, outsiders or anyone. I could just go to File and email directly from this document instead of me extracting and download it, download as Microsoft Word and then find the email and attach it, reattach it. All I need to do is just click on email and do I want to reply with this file or I just want to open the original email. So even if I want to reply with this file, it automatically brings me back to my mailbox and have attached this Microsoft Word format document with the edited version into that email itself. So it probably takes some time to open up the mail loading because it's loading your entire mailbox. Yep, while it takes some time on this, I would probably show you a little bit more. Right. So this is probably not a very new update, but I'm not too sure if everyone is aware about these features. And I think it's very cool, to everyone that probably may need it. So there is something called voice typing. So under tools, you will see this voice typing. So when I click on it, by default, it's in US, in English and US stuff. But of course, you could choose different type of slang like South Africa, Philippines, UK. It depends on you. But by default, it's English in sort of like a US slang. But of course, there are more, Chinese, Cantonese, depending on what you actually need to type out. So you could just pick on whatever you need, which language you need it. And when you want to type, but or probably you're in a meeting, but you are unable to pick up everything, or you couldn't type as quick, so you could just turn on this click to speak. So hello, my name is Jojo, and I am very happy to be here to show you all these new features. So I am not typing at all. And I would say the accuracy is about 90%, but of course you have to make sure that you speak proper English. If you speak some other language, I'm not too sure it will pick up. Yeah, because the default language has been set to English. So I'm not typing at all. So whatever that I'm speaking up, the laptop or the Google Docs is actually picking up my voice and translate it into type, into words. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool, and go ahead and try out. So I'm going to stop it. It's going to be a bit distracting now. Right. Okay. Right, back to this. So remember that I have been trying to load. Yep. So there I go. Remember when I click email this file directly from the Google Docs itself, it opened up the email and already attached this updated version of Microsoft Word format for me. So all I could just do is, hi, Jojo, this is the updated version. And I could just click on send. So I don't need to fuss around, find the email again and attach it. Okay. So this is it on Google Docs. And I hope, you find it quite useful, and feel free to try out further on all the stuff. And maybe I'll show you a little bit more on the very new updates on Google Meet, since we all have been working from home a lot. And it's very hard for us to have meetings because we cannot have physical events and stuff or physical meetings. So we use Google Meet a lot. And since the pandemic happened, Google has actually implemented a lot of features in Google Meet itself. So few of them are, on the top right, you have all these features like breakout rooms. So breakout rooms is actually where probably useful for HR team, where they want to gather activities and split all the participants into few different groups for activities, brainstorming sessions, and so on. So this is the breakout room. And of course, you have polls. So you want to engage, our participants to join in Q&As and stuff, or not Q&A, but probably you want engagement from the participants. Like you could ask the questions and give them 2 different options or 3 different options, then they could pick from it. So the audience could actually have more interaction with the presenter and the organizer, or even the host, right? And of course, you have Q&As. If you do not want the chat, to be too complicated, you could ask participants to actually post their question in Q&A. So for example, I want to ask a question, and the participants could do that. What are the plans in Google Workspace? This is for example. Okay, I could just post, and as the organizer or the host of the event, you could always come back to this Q&A section and verbally reply and respond to all these questions. And every participant will be able to see all the questions that have been posted from anyone. And they could also like the question if they want to vote for these questions to be, because they wanted to ask the same questions, right? They could just click on vote, and you or the host could actually, select oldest first, the newest question post first, or the popular. So it will sort by the number of votes instead. So let's say if you have actually completed answering this question, you could just click on answered. So you have attended to this question, and you could move on to the next question. And all these question posts will actually save it in a Google Sheets itself later on after you have ended this session. And you could actually have a refer back on that as well. So these are all the new features that have been rolled out to Google Meet, and of course to specific plans. Yeah, not all of them. So of course, there is one more feature, raise hand. So this is particularly useful if you do not want, participants to keep bugging or stopping the presenter. So you could just click on raise hand, and it will actually notify the organizer, the host, that you have questions, and they will attend to you like whenever the time is right. Yeah, and you as a participant, you could also lower your hand so you have no more questions. Yeah. Okay, so these are a few of the features that have been rolled out in Google Meet that has been quite useful for a lot of us because we cannot, have physical meetings and stuff. So again, feel free to reach out to us to inquire more about what are the features available in which plans. And also you'll probably be able to see that the recording. So this recording features is also now available in Google Meet on specific plans. So reach out to us and we will guide you more on stuff. And I hope you like all these new updates. And Google has more updates that's coming. And I hope that you like this kind of sessions, and feel free to give us a feedback what else you want to see from us. Okay, so that's it for now, and goodbye.